Hey, business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 125,000 bonus miles for a limited time through October 29th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends October 29th, 2025.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
So, what is the most popular investing podcast on Apple Podcasts? No, it's not Talking Real Money.
Thank you for thinking that, though. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
really.
I'm sure nobody thought that, but I just wanted to.
Oh, okay. No,
in case somebody did, I wanted to.
I know one listener did.
Burst their bubble. No,
your wife, who just texted me, she's listening. She would think that because that's the way she thinks.
Yeah. As of today, we're number 117.
We're way down. We were like 57. What'd you say?
I don't know. I said something apparently. No. The number one podcast, investing podcast. Now, this makes no sense.
It's not investing. He doesn't talk about it. Well, he kind of does, but not much.
Does. It's the Ramsey Show, and it's called that because Dave's not on it all the time. And listen to their description of their own show. The Ramsey Show believes you can build wealth and take control of your life no matter what stupid mistakes you've made.
Isn't there a dumb they can throw in there, too, somehow?
Stupid, you stupid people, you. Oh, by the way, I want to give you our phone number for our stupid show, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. What?
Dumb answer if you want. We'll give you a dumb answer if you want.
Dumb answer. We'll even call you names if you want. And that's kind of the topic of this hour because Tom, who's a big LinkedIn user.
I wouldn't call myself.
You are a big
reader.
LinkedIn. Okay.
I read it.
You write on it too.
Rarely. 3 times a year, maybe 4. And it's not like posting every day or something. There are people who do that.
Maybe you should. Maybe our rating would go up if you would post every day.
I do have
with a plug
1,500 followers or something.
With a plug to Talking Real Money.
All right.
Okay. You need to every day. I want to see a post from you.
God, I hope somebody back east isn't hearing this and going, "That's a great idea. He's going to start doing that Monday morning."
I'm going on LinkedIn to watch. Yeah. I don't go on
wonderful.
LinkedIn.
I know.
I don't go on social media at all.
I like LinkedIn. I like business. I find people interesting. So it's a combo of the two.
He's the polar opposite of me.
Or maybe I just want to support Microsoft. I don't know.
They own LinkedIn?
Yeah, of course.
They own flipping everything. Okay,
I don't own Apple. Almost they did, but they did.
Yeah, they almost did, yes. During those dark days.
Yeah, the dark, yes.
So what did you read? What did you read
what I read was a post by a woman, and I've been trying for the last 2 days to find it. One of the things about it's like it's a scroll, right? You scroll and you read stuff, and then if you don't pay attention to it, you never see it again. I don't know what sort of algorithm they've got, but it was from a woman who's also a financial podcaster, relatively popular, I guess. Although I hadn't heard of her before. That doesn't mean anything. And in it, she was, for the first time I really read these words, she was talking about how Ramsey is kind of a bullying, toxic environment that is not helpful to people's financial well-being. I don't think I'd read it that way before. I'd read criticisms about his investing style, read criticisms about the way maybe he had talked to people, but those two words, bullying and toxic, I really had not seen. Now, I don't research this stuff, so I guess if you go back and research it, you could find those. But that was the first time. And then she said, financial shaming, is never a path to financial wellness, which I also found interesting. I think there's an aspect to that because you make people just feel bad, then why would they ever try again, right? Why would you test your mental health in that way?
They are. I mean, the Ramsey host, particularly Dave. Dave is the chief curmudgeon. He is a grumpy guy. And he has no patience with anybody who does not behave perfectly. He believes in tough pseudo love.
And no debt, right? Mm-hmm. And if you got into debt, you could be stupid or dumb those things are not good. By the way, if you want to learn more about that sort of shaming, you can watch it's now available on Netflix. I think The Biggest Loser documentary, which I watched with some interest because I find it interesting how they talk to those people.
You can relate to Biggest Losers?
No, because I've never lost any weight. But, I'm trying.
You're not like Paul Merriman.
No, he's lost over 5,000 pounds. But this begs the question, then, what is? And by the way, Susie Orman used to do a show where she was kind of hard on people, too. She doesn't fall into all this for reasons I don't understand, because didn't she used to have a show where she told people, no, don't buy that, or you can't do that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't as harsh as Dave.
Okay. Wasn't as harsh. But it still brings to mind, because what should you do? And by the way, when I read this stuff from this woman, I think, don't listen to the show. You don't have to listen. Just ignore it. Well, you can't really ignore it if it's the most popular investing podcast. But the question then begs, how do we help people become better financially, fiscally, all those things?
So what's the better way to do it?
Yeah, right, exactly.
All right, well, let's talk about that. And if you have an idea, give us a call, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Your sausage McMuffin with egg didn't change. Your receipt did. The sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal includes a hash brown and a small coffee for just $5. Only at McDonald's for a limited time.
Prices and participation may vary.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
We're no Ramsey Show. No way, no how. We don't have as many listeners, and we try not to shame our listeners. Tom, I'm looking at you.
I don't know why I get that rap, but okay.
Well, every once in a while,
I tease
somebody
people every once in a while. Yeah, the guy who called about Bitcoin, and I said, "How are you on Beanie Babies and tulips?"
Okay, that was a joke. That was a joke.
That's generally the way I do it.
Generally, it's like the little old ladies who call in with really terrible portfolios, and you go, "All right, that's just dumb." No, I don't think you say that.
Try not to say dumb.
You don't like
stupid.
For some reason, were you trained by your parents that dumb and stupid were bad words? Up there with the F word and the D word.
Are we really going to do this on the air? We're going to put
we're going to do a little
my therapist now.
Little therapy.
It's going to be a long show and very painful.
I don't think I can take it. So no.
No, I don't think you can either.
I don't know. No, don't unload on me.
Memories.
Now I can see them coming up. Let's not do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what would if you were to give advice to the most successful financial radio host in all of the world?
Wow. Wow.
What would you have him or her or them do?
That's interesting. I mean, I guess two things, I suppose. One would be, and they do this, right? Because they have the classes and the courses and all that, lean more heavily on education rather than shaming, right? They do that. They have classes. Go to the class. And I guess compassion. Be a little nicer to people. I don't think we're mean to people. You're right. Maybe at times I'm short with them.
You're not mean. Again, it's more like curmudgeonly than
I'm short with
cruel.
people.
There's a difference between a curmudgeon and a truly mean person.
I don't think there would be people that would say I'm mean, but there wouldn't be very many of them.
No.
And I was mean to them for a very specific reason, and it's probably a good one.
And it's probably, pretty limited to your children.
Nah, I'm nice to them because I know I might need them one day.
Oh, good point. When they were younger.
Possible.
Yeah.
Possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I yelled. I yelled when I was younger.
Yeah, I yelled. Yeah. I just yelled at my grandsons last night. So one of them.
Poor
what was
baby's
he doing?
traumatized.
Yeah. He's 8 years old. He was doing something. He knew he was doing it, too.
And they do it. They do know that. They do know that.
Because granddad, he won't do anything. Yeah, kind of had to. Going back, though, I mean, again, if somebody called in and said, we did this, I think his general response is, that was dumb. I don't know that helps. I guess I put it that way.
Yeah, okay.
It makes for good theater.
That's exactly it. And that's why I think he's so popular, because it is theatrical.
It's in your face.
If we were more in people's faces, we'd probably have higher ratings.
So call right now. We'll get right in your face.
Oh, well, you ready? Wait. Hold on.
Let's do it.
Just calling in to 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. I better warn her. Judy in Chicago, beware. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Could get real windy real quick here, so.
Judy?
Well, thank you for taking my call.
It is kind of a long question. I do have a question regarding an inheritance and how to allocate it within my Vanguard taxable brokerage account. I'm retired, widowed, 72, and I have 2,000 monthly in pension with a COLA. Next month, October, I have a $200,000 inheritance that will arrive. And I would like to allocate this money to a new fund so as not to touch my ETFs at Vanguard, which have accrued over $500,000 in capital gains. Next year, I begin my RMDs at about $7,500, and I have over 5 years in expenses in a Vanguard money market, which right now is at 4.2%. And my brokerage account generates approximately $50,000 in dividends, which are not reinvested and sent to the money market account, which covers my current expenses. My allocation based on $2.1 million is 60-40, but I have no international bonds, and I know Don really likes international. Should I put most of this new money in BNDX?
Well, I don't really like international bonds. I like international stocks.
Yeah, no. Okay, but first of all, Judy, this is not the call we were hoping for. We wanted somebody to pick on. We can't pick on you. This is so good. So you're not playing along with the whole thing here. Yeah. That's kind of disappointing. But
oh, good. You got a little dig in, though. That was good.
I try. What's the purpose of the $200,000? What role is that going to play in your life?
Well, I don't want to tap into the capital gains in the future. So I thought if I started a new fund, which with a different cost basis, if I need this money in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I could use that with lower capital gains as opposed to touching the other funds that I've had for 30 years.
Yeah, I think you might be, and Don we could discuss this further, but I think you might be a good candidate for something more like municipal bonds based on all that income you're going to be having.
Yeah, particularly with those big, the big, you've got the
RMDs, you've got pension,
got all of that money coming
dividends,
in. Yeah, you might want to look. And by the way, no, I'm a big fan of international stocks. I am not a huge fan of international bonds because I don't like the fact that there's a currency exchange factor that enters into international bonds. I mean,
in our portfolios, we have very little bit of international.
It should be tiny. It shouldn't be big.
Yeah. No.
I think it may be a really good idea because 60-40 may be a bit aggressive for you. I don't know what your risk need / tolerance is, but I don't think your need for risk is high. And therefore, I think I would be reducing the overall risk component in the portfolio, and a good way to do that is to take this $200,000 and maybe get a Vanguard Municipal ETF, or you could go to Schwab or somebody. I don't know where you have it, or create.
You said Vanguard. Vanguard would have VTEB, which is the
that would be
muni
fine.
fund. That'd be fine. I agree with Don. That takes you closer to a 50-50, which might be 50% in stocks, 50% in bonds. Might be a better, more moderate portfolio because you're not looking to hit a home run here. You don't need to. And you have all that regular income you're getting from the portfolio and from those other sources. So that probably, and plus the fact that you would expect relative stability there. So if you did need that money, the principal, you could go get that if you add it on, even though you already have 5 years, which is awesome.
I think in terms of the simplest course of action, that's probably the direction that, without sitting down and doing a complete plan with you and getting into everything, I think just off the cuff, that's probably a really good idea.
The VTEB would be the best option
yes,
at
ma'am.
this point.
I think it makes sense, yeah.
Yep. It's very cheap, and it's really diversified.
I just have to tell you that when I became a widow, I had to learn to manage my finances, and I binged everything from you, Don and Tom, and I thank you so much for all the help you've given me over these few years that I've been alone.
Oh, we're glad to help.
That touches my heart.
Thank
really
you.
does. So
now he
you
can't be mean. Now you're too nice.
The next half an hour, I'll have to. put it away.
Darn it.
Thank you, Judy, and best
Judy.
of luck to you.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take care. 855-935-TALK. If you would like to subject yourself to Tom's cruelty, give us a call.
I got more laugh
well,
like
actually,
this.
it's going to be nicety now. Darn it. We'll be back, though, really, really soon. 855-935-TALK. Call now.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Introducing the perfect companion to your morning listening routine. AG1's clinically backed formula is now flavor-packed with 3 new delicious flavors: tropical, berry, and citrus. Start the day on a high note with probiotics that taste like the tropics. Mix it up with micronutrients that taste like berry or citrus. And take it all the way back with the classic, AG1 Original, with notes of pineapple and vanilla. Do your health a flavor, or 4, with AG1 Next Gen, the daily health drink. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
It's a really slow day for calls today. They're not pouring in.
I think you said something. You said our numbers are way down. He must have done something.
No, they're not way
the
down. We were 117, but that is down from upper 50. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's about half.
But you know what's funny is that you can't really tell, because I look at the numbers and the downloads are pretty much the same. It must be that somebody else
doing
perked
better.
up. Somebody else is doing better. Yeah, I guess.
And shoved us out of the way.
Sometimes they cheat too. You know.
Boy, we've touched on that over the years, haven't we?
Yeah.
Remember some of those shows that used to be in the top 10?
Oh my God! All those Amazon shows.
How to get rich using Amazon. Oh God,
there were like 6 of them in the top 10, and you're going, nobody is listening to these things.
And then didn't we dug into it? There was somebody like in Eastern Europe that was doing something,
or in Africa or India. You could pay them like 10 cents a fake listener to download the podcast and game the system. So systems can be gamed. Yes,
and I haven't gone through the top 50 recently. Maybe there's still some in there. I don't know.
The top 50 actually looks pretty darn clean, because with Ramsey at the top, it's hard to compete. Anyway, 855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. That means that there's a line or 10 open for you right now, and it's easy to call, and you can talk as long as you want practically. And in the meantime,
unlike me,
we're gonna go to the internet where you sent in questions to talkingrealmoney.com on the contact form, and Tom collects those. It's his only hobby now. He collects
planes
paper
anymore.
questions.
Barely ref
Have you
games,
made a plane?
Not since we moved here. No, I finished one. Remember, I got one done.
That was like the B1000 or something. That was
I don't remember which one it is.
It was big.
No,
it's not in the room, is it?
Fit in my room. Yeah, I think it was the Japanese plane. But anyway, so no, I haven't done it as much. And I have I have an F-35 that needs some attention. Let's go to the questions. Jessica from Olympia writes, is there any benefit to maxing out a 401k as well as maxing out an IRA, individual retirement account?
Is there what?
Any benefit? Yeah,
it's called more money.
Yeah. But then she asked, but it would be better to be in the IRA or in a brokerage account? Because if it's a non-deductible IRA, I would want to, first of all, why wouldn't it be a Roth IRA?
Right. I was going to say, if it's a non-deductible, even if you're not eligible for a Roth, you can, if you don't have other IRAs that have to pro rata roll, you can backdoor into a Roth. The advantage to having it in even a non-deductible IRA, though, there's a tiny advantage. It's not huge. It's that even the income from your portfolio is deferred. However, the downside is those capital gains that tend to defer if you don't sell your ETFs in your taxable account. When you take money out of them, they get treated as ordinary income, which is usually at a higher bracket.
Then I don't want to bury the lead here, but again, Jessica, my take would be, first of all, figure out if you can do anything in Roth. She's 45, and you still have a lot of years to save post-tax that grows tax-free. That would be number one. Then I might look at, and here's the other thing, because you mentioned kind of the brokerage. The thing I like about having the brokerage and the 401k, for example, is it's 2 different types of taxation when you go to take the money out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. But if I had my druthers and I was eligible, it would be, I'd have the 401k because of the match.
Yep.
And if I was eligible for the Roth, I'd have the Roth. If this was retirement money, that's a lot of qualifiers. Then after those were funded, I'd fund the brokerage account.
I think that's not an unreasonable strategy. Could go either way. So, yeah, that's fine. Then she says they're both in a target date funded Vanguard. And by the way, we read, speaking of LinkedIn, there was a very a well-admired post on LinkedIn where someone wrote and said, hey, if I'd put it all in the S&P 500 instead of this Vanguard target date fund, I ended up with about a third more money over the last 15 years. Yeah. Those are not an apples-to-apples comparison.
No,
one is 500 U.S. stocks. The other is a somewhat diversified portfolio with bonds.
Right. You would absolutely expect to make less.
Yeah. But their take was, why hire an expert then when I can just put it in the S&P 500? It just,
this is the perpetual question. Well, the S&P 500 is doing so well. Why don't I put all my money there? Wow. Here's the thing. The S&P 500 has done well. That is past tense. It's done extraordinarily well. Will it continue? We don't know. But we know that you're missing a lot if that's all you own. And we also know that when it goes down, it can go down a lot.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. When you visit the doctor, you probably hand over your insurance, your ID, and contact details. It's just one of the many places that has your personal info. And if any of them accidentally expose it, you could be at risk for identity theft. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second. If you become a victim, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
And we hope to be talking real money with you. Hi, everybody. Don McDonald here. Tom Cock over there. You there. Call us, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. Let's go to Monroe, Washington. You know where that is, Tom.
I do. Right
Nathan.
Down the street.
Nathan, welcome to the program.
I have some big news. I just won the Powerball, and I'm wondering what you think I should do with the money.
Come on by. You're only a few miles away, and we can celebrate this afternoon. I'm sure I can find a good way to do that. So.
I think there's a big party in the offing.
I think that very large.
At Tom's lakefront cabin.
I'll count me in.
Hey.
What's the?
Awesome, awesome.
It's one of the biggest in history or something. I think I heard one. It's a massive number. I know
it's $1 billion plus.
I'm not a. Sorry, you mentioned something.
It's almost $2 billion, I guess.
Almost $2 billion. I am still not going to go buy a ticket. Nope.
No, I'm not a ticket guy. So, but thank you for thinking of us.
You're welcome. I will say, though, the actual reason for my call, and thank you for taking it once again. So little background, good news. I'm getting married next year.
Congrats.
And no kids for us, no plans on kids. And I don't know if that's good or bad news. That's just news as we fold into.
I think it's against the law now. I don't know. I'm just
to have children,
to not have them. I think you're supposed to be having them now.
Oh, I see.
Used to be. No, in the 70s you weren't supposed to have them, but now they changed their mind.
Well, yeah, because no one's having kids, and we need kids because they got to grow up.
I
and pay
just
our
wish
Social
people would make
Security.
up their mind. Just do it.
Please, it's very true.
Anyway, what's the question? No,
well, my lady just. She got hired at the fire department, and she bought an SUV. So we affectionately name it 5 Kids because of the cost of the monthly payments for the.
Wouldn't that be nice? But, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you could put those little stickers in the back window.
Exactly, feel like it.
Yeah, I could do baby on board.
There's no legal requirement that you actually have children if you have those stickers.
Yeah,
right.
You can go to soccer fields on Saturday afternoon. Hang out.
You fit right in.
Sure. Yeah, bring some oranges.
I used to work for the state patrol, and everybody would donate money just so they get the bear sticker to get out of the ticket. But
good Lord, yeah.
Do you have any of those left?
I do actually.
Hey, okay, cool.
There's a cottage industry.
I turned 39 in October, and I graduated with my master's degree a little over a decade ago, and I went to Europe, so it cost me a lot of money. I still have that student debt. However, I worked 2 jobs and paid off all other debts, so I have no other debts. Unfortunately, throughout the course of my career over the last decade, went through a lot of layoffs, and so I wasn't able to keep my 401k. So I don't have any investments of any kind. My fiance owns her condo, and so what I'm looking at, I guess if I can phrase this into a question, I'm looking at buying a condo myself to use as a rental investment property. I don't have a lot of money, about $400K would be my max budget. But because of the interest rate and the way things are, I'd have to subsidize the renters of about $1,000 a month just to hold on to that investment. And I see that as, okay, maybe if I can hold on to that, that's a nice nest egg for retirement. The second thing is I'm a director at a local nonprofit, but I'm looking at jobs with a pension, and I'm wondering what your opinion is if I should put a lot of stock into that, and, what are some other ancillary things I could do in a perfect world if I am able to get the condo? Is it worth subsidizing the renters? And should I put that much stock into pensions? Because I don't even know if we're going to have Social Security when I retire.
All right.
A lot of things.
Man,
here to
your
touch
brain
on.
is a scary place. Yeah, I don't want to be inside there.
I'll do the last one, then you can do everything else. Social Security, yeah, it'll be there for you. Next.
Cool.
Condos.
Yep.
Terrible investments.
Yeah.
Wait, I know somebody. I know somebody who actually experienced the terrible condo market. I'm looking right at him right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what the average annual return on condos has been?
Coast to coast?
Coast to coast. About 1.7% per year.
After inflation or including inflation?
That's including inflation.
Oh, good
That's
Lord.
condos. Yeah. Condos are just generally not. The appreciation's been actually pretty terrible. It's been negative, but we get thrown some rental income maybe, but you're subsidizing it. No, I can't. I cannot imagine a worse investment. I really can't. Thanks for the call, Nathan. Good luck.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
During that break, I did a little bit more research. I pulled up some longer-term numbers because I think we need to put real estate in perspective because it gets a lot of hype, particularly from podcasts and things. There are a lot of real estate, make money, passive income, real estate. Yay. No.
Now who's the curmudgeon?
Case-Shiller National Home Price Index, and I'm going to use the more recent numbers. I'm not going to go back to 1890 because different real estate market in that period. Let's just go to 1940.
If you've held a condo since 1890, I hope it's profitable.
Yeah, let's go back to just 1940. The average annual return after inflation, return for homes, including condos, all of them, 0.7% per year.
Yeah, it's about 1% above inflation.
But wait, there's more.
It gets better.
The National Association of Realtors data shows that condos have a slightly lower annual return, between 0.5% and 1% per year lower. That eats up all of the positive and takes you potentially into negative.
But it always ends up being the reason people like it is because it's what you mentioned there very quickly, passive income. In other words, I don't have to do anything. I get all this money, right?
Well, and it's also the leverage, the power of the leverage. But people forget that the dual edge to leverage is that in a bad market, your equity vanishes instantly, so quickly. And condos, by the way, Zillow and Redfin both did trend studies showing that freestanding homes rebound a lot more strongly after a downturn. Condos lag. I got to tell you, I would never own a condominium. I would never own a condo. I'd rent before I'd own a condominium.
I think that's good advice. Yeah.
I just think they're terrible.
And I don't think for what the the caller, what Nathan was asking for, it would be a good idea in any way. In other words, what you should be worrying about at basically 40 years old is how to start saving money in liquid things that you'll be able to access when you're going to need it.
Well, that's the other thing. You're gonna turn what might maybe be a positive cash flow into negative because you have to subsidize the rent. So it's a guaranteed money losing proposition in almost any scenario we can imagine, short of the most booming, amazing real estate market in history, which I wouldn't bet on right now. I mean, I'm not predicting against it.
By the way, if you want to go into a business like that, Nathan, we've got some ideas for you. Where it's a guaranteed loser and you got to put more money in.
Oh, yeah, there's lots of those.
Sure.
Lots of
no
those.
Problem.
So, no, beware of condos. 855-935-TALK is our phone number. We have about 15 minutes left. About 15 minutes. 10 minutes. Actually, even less. So call us quick because Tom's going to go to the paper questions now.
Oh, okay.
What were you going to do?
Well, I was going to talk a little bit about...
You don't want to talk about Congress.
The thing that all of America can agree on. Oh, you don't want to? Okay.
Oh, no, let's do it. All right. They make me mad.
All of America, and how many things can America agree on today? Not many.
You see, now,
name one.
Does all of America really agree on this?
86%. Is there anything else you know of where Americans agree to the tune of 86%?
No, you're right.
Daylight savings time, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. What do they agree on? They agree that
86% of Americans think members of Congress should not be trading stocks.
At all.
At all. Period. And yet members say things, we're a free market economy. We should be able to participate in that. Yeah.
So flippin' disingenuous. Really what they're doing, they're not participating because we know traders don't make money in general unless those traders have access to information that other people don't.
Yeah, there's a guy named Khanna, a Democrat from California. You read this piece. The numbers of did you read the number of trades he's made this year?
Yeah, I don't remember. It was a lot.
3,000.
3,000 trades.
Purchases and sales.
And I bet he's making money because he's trading on
walking down the hall and saying, "Hey, what about this? Oh, yeah, that's a great idea." They're in committee right now discussing what to do. Even if that were not true, the perception is a reason enough not to do this.
Wait, weren't we on the cusp of an agreement?
That's the thing. It's always right there. No, doesn't quite make it. Yeah. And so it's right there again. It's bipartisan, and
except for the bipartisan. And by the way, it's both Republicans and Democrats who do this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
they always say that's a great idea, and then when it's time to vote for the bill, I don't think so. Or because they just don't get it to a vote.
It literally is the only way to get rich in Congress. You cannot get rich in Congress.
There's other people who've done it stealing, and then
Well, but not in. I mean, to get rich in Congress, who would you steal from? I mean, you have to steal from somebody else.
Paid off for deals or whatever. Yeah,
sure. I guess. All right, you could get bribed, but the easiest way is just to know something before the market knows it. That's true. Every governor from Illinois is in jail or has been.
So there you go.
Blagojevich got himself out, though. Good job, Rob.
Yeah, one congressman said, well, I was going to support it, and then I thought more about it. He said, quote, then what to do with it? Just leave it all in accounts and leave it there and lose money and go broke?
Okay, that's idiocy right there. Did you ever hear of a mutual fund?
Right, or an exchange-traded fund? You just
Same thing.
That's exactly what you do.
And they've made wait. If you had gone in the S&P 500, you would have made 15% per year.
For the last 10 years.
For the last 10 years.
Yeah. Let's see. It says only a third of House members and about half of senators trade individual stocks or held them as assets while in office last year. But still, again, to me, it's if nothing else, it's the perception. If nothing else, we know we could show you. Feel free to call us from Washington.
Yeah.
I'll take the call on this one. We can give you the data that shows that people that trade stocks just end up with less. And I don't care what they're telling you, in the Senate lunchroom about the new hot thing to buy. Generally, those people still end up with.
Unless the only way that you're going to consistently make money buying and selling stocks in the short run is if you cheat. Okay? Oh, and by the way, what's the percentage of U.S. adults who actively trade stocks?
I'll say 10%.
7.
Yeah, okay.
So,
which number, by the way, has been going up? People have been trading way more this year than
so
in past
Congress dramatically outtrades the rest of us?
Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, you get a pretty good idea why. This is one of those things that if you ask people, they'd be like, no, you can't do that and be in Congress. Most people believe that they can't do it anyway. They don't know that there's no restriction.
Problem is, we like our congressperson because they help us so much that we're willing to look the other way. We're not willing to criticize our favorite person in government. We'll criticize those other ones that we don't like. Yeah, yours. Yours are bad. Mine, I don't know. I'll cut them some slack. So the public is not reacting directly to. Otherwise, that guy with 3,000 trades should be out on his derriere.
Well, 3,000 trades?
What part of California is he from?
I don't know.
What's his? Here, spell his name for me. What? Spell? I'm sorry, you said it so quickly.
Khanna. Let me check.
I'll get it. Khanna. How come I can't type?
Khanna.
It's Khanna?
No.
Khanna.
Yeah, Khanna.
Khanna.
He had the most trades.
All right. California.
Yep.
You know, my typing is really.
I'm a Democrat from California.
Khanna. He is Santa Clara.
Okay.
Nice area. You guys need
stadium.
You guys need to kick him out if he keeps trading stocks. Really, you need to do it, Californians. Get rid of him. All right, we'll be back. Don't go away.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
I just looked back at some of the Bay Area newspapers. Khanna in 2023, over a 12-month period, traded 4,750 times in 12 months for a total value of trades of $103 million.
Wow. 103. You running a mutual fund or something? I mean, that's a lot of trades. 100 million. I mean, so is he extremely wealthy?
And it's funny, in 2023, he announced plans to introduce legislation to prohibit members of Congress from stock trading while in office.
What would he do with all his time if he banned it?
In 2023, they said he'd made over 14,000 trades since 2020. 14,000! Most traded stock is Alphabet, which is headquartered in his district.
Yeah. Better known as Google.
I wonder. Oh.
By the way, did you know Alphabet, Google owns YouTube?
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Yeah. This is interesting. A Bay Area paper determined that his trades in 2023 represented 149 potential conflicts of interest.
Oh, that's it? Well, okay. You told me that. I would have said, go ahead, trade away. By the way, Congressman, we appreciate you adding liquidity to the market.
Exactly. You are almost personally responsible for overcoming the concerns about index investing. Thank you.
Nobody's going to be getting worried now after reading that.
Yeah, you're keeping the markets efficient. No, you're not. When you cheat, there's no efficiency.
People in government should not be trading stocks. They should not be, because they have access to information that you and I do not have, and they have it well before we have it. If we end up this poor policy.
Yeah.
Sorry. And you can be involved in capitalism by owning an index fund. You own all those companies anyway. Very silly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're running out of time. We had a call there at the end, but
curmudgeon time and
we had
one of those days. A lot of commercials.
A lot of commercials, not a lot of calls, and everything happened a little late. We're just, everything's a little off today.
It just feels like
it. It does. It does. It was so funny. We went out for lunch and we were driving around the community and we went, where did everybody go? The streets are like empty because we're in Central Florida and tourists are gone.
They're home.
This is the
They're
week.
Going to school.
This is the week when the tourists
where
completely vanish because there's nothing going on. If you
World.
wanted to go to Disney and find no crowds, the best time to go is the week after Labor Day.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Come down like the day after Labor Day and stay for a week.
And it's only 106 degrees with 90% humidity by then.
Well, but that's better than it was last month.
I only traded 3,000 times.
It's better than it was.
The year
yeah,
before.
right now it only feels like 91, and a month ago it felt like 109.
Yeah, I last about 15 minutes in that, and then say that's it.
You are
one
a
ride,
wimp.
going home.
All right,
baby.
Thanks for being a part of the program. We really appreciate you. We truly do. We may joke around, but we appreciate you, and we really appreciate you when you tell other people to listen to get us back up into the top 100.
Yeah.
So
don't know how that happened,
help
but
us with that.
There's going to be some hell to pay around here. I can tell you that.
And if you have questions, go to talkingrealmoney.com and send them in. And if you want to help with an advisor, go to Talking Real Money, meet an advisor.
The opinions and views expressed in this podcast were current on the date recorded. Opinions, estimates, forecasts, and statements of financial market trends that are based on current market conditions constitute our judgment and are subject to change without notice, including any forward-looking estimates or statements which are based on certain expectations and assumptions.
Although information and opinions given have been obtained from or based on sources believed to be reliable, no warranty or representation is made as to their correctness, completeness, or accuracy.
Information presented on the podcast is not personalized investment advice from Appellate Wealth. The views and strategies described may not be suitable for everyone. This podcast does not identify all the risks, direct or indirect, or other considerations which might be material to you when entering any financial transaction. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and profitable results cannot be guaranteed. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for informational, educational, and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. The podcast is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Appellate Wealth, a fee-only registered investment advisor.
Please see Appellate Wealth's ADV Part 2A on our website for information regarding Appellate's fees and services.
Appellate Capital, LLC, DBA Appellate Wealth, is an investment advisory firm registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The firm only transacts business in the states where it is properly registered or excluded or exempt from registration requirements. Registration with the SEC or any state securities authority does not imply a certain level of skill or training. Appellate does not provide tax or legal advice, and nothing either stated or implied here should be inferred as providing such advice. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and important disclosure related to performance of any specific index or fund quoted in this podcast. I think I need a nap.